Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this stitch. It's a very easy stitch, 2 rows repeat. You can make a blanket, you can make a top, a blouse, a wrap. So this is the front of the work and this is the back. Well, the stitch is pretty much reversible. Yeah. So this sample I worked with 3.5mm crochet hook, and I did a sample that I use 2.5mm crochet hook. So if you like for a summer blouse, you can try with this kind of yarn, thin, for a blouse. Yeah, it's very fast and easy. Only 2 rows repeat, in which one of the rows it's single crochet in each stitch, pretty much. Yeah. Okay, this stitch we're gonna chain. I'm gonna put it a little bit closer because the yarn is so thin. I'm gonna work now with a 3.0mm crochet hook. This yarn recommends that I should use 2.5mm crochet hook, but because we have to go through some loops, I will suggest that you use at least half of number bigger the crochet hook than the yarn recommends. Yeah. Okay, for this stitch, what are we gonna do? We're gonna chain multiples of 3 plus 1 more, and after you chain multiples of 3 plus 1 more chain, you're gonna skip the first 2 chains from the hook, and into the third chain you're gonna do a single crochet, and then in each chain you're gonna do a single crochet. So this is one of the rows that we're gonna repeat, which means single crochet in each stitch or space when we reach that point. Yeah. So now after we finish the single crochet in the beginning, we're gonna chain 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and now we're gonna go to the next stitch, not this one in the beginning, the next one. Yeah. So in this we're gonna do a double crochet without finishing. We're gonna move to the next stitch and we're gonna do a double crochet without finishing, and we're gonna move to the next stitch and we're gonna do a double crochet without finishing. Yeah. We have 4 loops on the hook. Pull the yarn through all 4 loops, and now the fun starts. What we're gonna do, yarn over the hook, we're gonna go behind all these 3. Yeah, you're gonna go behind, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and we're gonna go into the space between the first and the second double crochet. Between the first and the second double crochet, we're gonna pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and then we're gonna move between the space between the second and the third double crochet. Yeah, we're gonna pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull the yarn through all these loops, chain 1. Then we're gonna move into the next 3 stitches in which we're gonna do a double crochet without finishing in each. Yeah, so we move to the next stitch and we're gonna do the same. Okay, double crochet without finishing, move to the next stitch, double crochet without finishing, move to the next stitch, the third one, do a double crochet without finishing, pull the yarn through all the loops, and now we're gonna yarn over the hook and we're gonna go around all this. Yeah. Pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, and we're gonna go behind the space between the space between the first and the second double crochet. Pull up a loop, yarn over the hook. Now we're gonna move between the second and the third, the space in there. Yeah, you see, like that. And then yarn over and pull the yarn through all these loops, then chain 1. And that's why I choose to work with 3.0 now instead of 2.5, because when we have to go through all these loops, at least half of number is going to give me enough space with those loops that I can pull the yarn through. But if you can pull the yarn through the loops with no issue, then use the exact crochet hook number that the yarn recommends. Yeah. So next we're gonna move to the next stitch, and the same, the next 3 we're gonna do in each we're gonna do a double crochet without finishing. Move to the next stitch without finishing, move to the next stitch without finishing. 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops. Now yarn over the hook, we're gonna go behind all these 3, gonna pull up a loop, and then we're gonna go into the space between the first and the second, and then the second and the third, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1, and I'm gonna repeat. In the next 3 stitches we're gonna do in each a double crochet without finishing. So 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, yarn over the hook, and now we're gonna go behind these 3, yarn over the hook, we're gonna go behind, well, between the first and the second, and then the second and the third, chain 1, and I'm gonna do like this until we finish this row. I think this stitch is nice. If you like chunky or whatever, you can do with a thick yarn, but I like how the stitch looks with thin yarn. So I'm gonna go between the first and the second, pull up a loop, yarn over the hook, go between the second and the third, pull up a loop, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1. And now at the end you're gonna be left with 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the next 3 we're gonna do the same. We're gonna repeat what we did up until now. So the next stitch you're gonna do a double crochet without finishing. Go into the second, next stitch, go into the third stitch, gonna do the same. 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, yarn over the hook, go behind all these 3, then we're gonna go between the first and the second, and then the second and the third, chain 1, and now we have 1 stitch left in which we're gonna go in there and do a double crochet. With this row you're gonna finish always with a double crochet. So it's gonna look like this. Is this nice? Okay, now we're gonna do the row with a single crochet. So we're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and now we have a space between this double crochet and all this that we worked. So we're gonna go into this space and we're gonna do a single crochet. We're gonna go on top of this, all this, there is a stitch there. We're gonna pick up and do a single crochet, and then we have this stitch here, this one, and we're gonna go through that and do a single crochet, and then we're gonna do a single crochet in this space, 1 chain space from the previous row. I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna repeat this. The stitch on top next, it's right there. I'm gonna do a single crochet, the next stitch, single crochet, and then the space, 1 chain space, and I'm gonna do like this. Move to the next stitch, stitch is right there on top, single crochet, the next stitch, single crochet, and the space, 1 chain space. So this will be the rows that you're gonna repeat on and on and on until you finish your project. It's a very easy stitch, but well, this one might eat some yarn, maybe not as much like a puff, quite a puff, but still it's gonna eat some yarn. So at the end here we have the next stitch here on top, and then the next stitch here, and then we're gonna go into this 3rd chain, yeah, because it's multiples of 3, this stitch, yeah? So you're gonna go on top of that, see, gonna do a single crochet, then the next stitch right here, yeah, single crochet, and now we have the chain 3 in which we're gonna go right on top of the 3rd chain, and we're gonna see, we're gonna do a single crochet in there, and now we're gonna repeat the row in which we're gonna chain 3, turn your work, and now we're gonna repeat this row. It's the same like the like we did before. Yeah. So again, we're now going to go into this stitch, not this one, the next one. So into the next, we're going to do a double crochet without finishing, go to the next stitch, double crochet without finishing, go into the next stitch, double crochet without finishing, which is 3 together, 3 double crochet together, it's called. So you're going to pull the yarn through all this, yarn over the hook, and now we're going to go behind around these 3. We're going to go between the first and the second, and we're going to go between the second and the third. See, like that. Pull the yarn through all those loops, chain 1, and we're going to do like this. So the next stitch is here, I'm going to do the same. Next stitch, just there, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, then we're going to go around all this, then we're going to go between the first and the second, and the second and the third, pull the yarn through all the loops, chain 1. So into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, we're going to do the same. Yeah, I think this one looks much nicer with thin yarn. But if some of you want to do it with thicker yarn, well, then you're gonna do that for a blanket, if you like. Chain 1, and I'm gonna repeat into the next 3 stitches. I'm just trying to hurry up to reach the end and to show you again what we're doing. Yeah, I'm sure try to work, for those of you that you are beginners, or pulling the yarn through the so many loops and you have trouble with that, use at least half of number of the crochet hook bigger than the yarn recommends. Otherwise it's gonna be a problem going through all this. You're gonna struggle. So now at the end here we have 1, 2 and 3 and the chain. So we're gonna go into the next 3 stitches and we're gonna do the same. Double crochet without finishing, move to the next stitch, and the last stitch is here. Do the same, 4 loops, pull the yarn through all 4 loops, then we're gonna go around those 3, yarn over the hook, go between the first and the second and the third, chain 1, and now we're gonna go right here. Now if you can see, right there, and you're gonna do a double crochet, and now you're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and you're gonna repeat the single crochet row, in which you're gonna do single crochet in each stitch. So you're gonna do a single crochet into this space, then the stitch is right on top there, and then next stitch and the space between, which, so stitch, stitch, chain, the 1 chain space. It's very easy, very fast, and it's fun to work with this one. So if you like, you can give it a try. Well, you might have cramps working with your fingers might cramp working with a thin yarn, but well, if you want a baby blanket or even a vest with this for summer, will be nice with this. And well, I show you the sample. So this is the back of the work, and this is the front. Where am I? Like this, like that. And I think I like, for example, if you want to do with this kind of colors, or this is cotton, the yarn, this orangey, whatever this color is, this it's cotton, so it's really nice to make a blouse or even a baby blanket. It's really fun, this stitch. So this is the back of the work, and this is the front. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Give it a try. You might enjoy this stitch. Have a good day. Bye bye.